Roadhouse 2 gets a new update from Lucas Gage, who addresses the movie's status and whether he will be returning. Serving as a remake of the 1989 film starring Patrick Swayze, 2024's Roadhouse is directed by Doug Liman, with Jake Gyllenhaal starring as Dalton, a former UFC fighter who takes a job as a bouncer at a Florida dive bar. Though the Roadhouse reviews were lukewarm from critics, the film was a viewership hit for Prime Video, and it was confirmed that a sequel is in development. In a recent interview with Variety, Gage, who played Billy, Dalton's bouncer ally, comments on whether he will be returning in Roadhouse 2. While it doesn't sound like the actor knows for sure whether he'll be back, he notes that his character remains alive in the world of the films. When asked specifically if he's been spoken to about returning in Roadhouse 2, Gage answers in the affirmative before providing a general update on the status of the sequel. "Yeah. I think they're in the really early stages of it, and Jake has been super busy with being a Broadway star and figuring out his schedule with the M. Night Shyamalan movie, but it's for sure happening. It's in early stages right now." When the interview pushes one last time for a concrete answer about whether Gage will reprise his role as Billy, the actor plays coy, saying, "I don't know. I hope so." What Gage's update means for Roadhouse 2. Jake Gyllenhaal's busy schedule explained. 2024's Roadhouse currently holds a mediocre 60% score on Rotten Tomatoes, with the audience score coming in lower at only 52%. Still, the film was a viewership success for Prime Video, and the streamer announced not long after its release that it attracted 50 million worldwide viewers over its first 2 weekends. It's now coming up on a year since Roadhouse was released, and Gage's comment suggests that the sequel isn't much closer to actually starting production. Gage mentions that Gyllenhaal's busy schedule will play a role in how quickly Roadhouse 2 comes to fruition. Gyllenhaal is expected to star opposite Denzel Washington in Othello on Broadway, and it was just recently announced that he will play the lead in M. Night Shyamalan's next film, a supernatural romantic thriller. Depending on how the actor's schedule shakes out, Roadhouse 2 may not actually start filming until the end of this year or beyond, meaning it could be looking at a release window for late 2026 or into 2027. Our take on Gage's Roadhouse 2 update. Billy should return in the Prime Video sequel. Jake Gyllenhaal as Elwood Dalton shirtless in an underground fight ring in Roadhouse 2024. The Roadhouse cast features a variety of colorful characters, with Conor McGregor's knock standing out as perhaps the most memorable. Billy is undeniably more of a minor supporting character, but he does help to ground the story, and he plays a role in some of the movie's biggest fight sequences. Seeing how he continues to evolve in the sequel could be interesting, especially if he comes to take on more of a leadership role following the Roadhouse ending. Unfortunately, it sounds like concrete news on Roadhouse 2 may still be several months away. Gyllenhaal will undoubtedly be returning as Dalton, and Liman may be back in the director's chair, but beyond that, not much is known. More updates should arrive as the film begins to take shape.